Sorry guys, I'm really trying to figure out what's wrong here. There is no reason this should be buffering as it does. You know. Basically, the gigabit internet should be more than Now, can you hear me? Let's see. Restarted the router again. Thanks for you. Gigabit internet check, so that shouldn't be a problem. Give me a few seconds. I want to see if it will start buffering or not before we start playing. But man, that's just weird. Instead of playing, I had technical issues, and in the last hour, as I said earlier, we got 3 new followers. I'm not complaining. I'll take them any day. 1. Why I'm saying numbers to the camera? Because I'm counting down the seconds from when I said them until they went online. There is a normal delay of around 5 seconds. If the delay is longer, then we have buffering issues. And, you know, please don't use Crowley's wrong terminology. We are not glitching, we are buffering. Glitching is different. Glitching is when you see artifacts on the screen that shouldn't be there. That white little thingy means that it's buffering. How? Okay, we are 3 minutes in the stream. 2. Okay. Hopefully it will last. I don't know. I don't know anything anymore. It beats me. Maybe it's Crowley. When... yeah, that's buffering. Basically, the audio and the video tries to catch up. And when that happens, you see it as a glitch, but it's actually buffering. And it's weird because Twitch is actually using 6,000 kilobits per second. Imagine that we have, thanks to RCS, gigabit connection. Gigabit means 1 million bits per second. And and 6,000 out of those 1 million shouldn't be a problem. Okay. No buffering so far. Since Crowley doesn't seem to be here, wink wink, it's moving nicely without Crowley here. I'm just joking. I will ask you, Yuno and Fuyu, to tell me if it starts buffering again, because I can't look at 3 screens. I can look at 2, but the third one is out of my vision. Thank you, Fuyu. Okay, so once again, Stellar Blade, graffiti defying combat, and warframes. These... oh no, not again. 1. No, here it seems fine. too. Maybe because loaded in. Nah, the game loading shouldn't affect it. This time, again, are you watching from your phone? Fuyu, do you experience this, what is saying? Small breaks and then it's going smooth? Yeah. Not really. Okay. That's my point exactly. If you're watching from your phone, this time it's not me. This time it's you. Because now I'm looking, since you wrote that on my third screen, and I see no buffering this time, no white circle. No worries, you didn't cause any chaos. I prefer you to drop a message and me to be aware if something might be wrong. So, as I was saying, these damn fine looking ladies are not damsels in distress or weak.
That was close. This isn't looking good. Let's go.
Weak flowers. They are combat bred machines, and these fine gravity defying bodies are their actually frames, combat frames, body frames. That's why you will see that even if you take damage, it can be repaired, not healed, repaired. Yeah, me too. I always love strong ladies. I do believe it's empowering instead of being diminishing.
Oh my god.
And this is the very first part when we learn that Eve, our main character's mainframe, has been damaged.
No!
And we also learn to fight on a
The squad's life signs.
quite big of a fella.
We're the only two left.
Eve, pull yourself together.
Taki?
Listen to me. We haven't completed our mission. Now it's just up to us to see this mission through. Understand?
Okay, we are in the 5-6 seconds delay, which is A-okay. Doesn't seem to be buffering. Fingers crossed, fingers crossed. Because I have a feeling, unlike the other games we streamed, this might be a success. It's actually a very fine game.
Are you ready?
Polished, and a double A that's outdoing a lot of triple A's. Yeah, that was a purposeful, teachable moment from the game. The beast was supposed to knock us on our ass, so the game can teach us that by pressing shift we can get up sooner. Come on, lady boss. You ugly big piece of... Oh, this should have been dodged. And Cool, you know, you are 94% cool tonight. And 100% in real life.
It wasn't an alpha, but it was a strong one. You fought well. Even better than during training.
We were all together. But then...
If you wanna
damage to your
see
body
how
frame's
cool she is, you know the command. Exclamation mark cool space
We have to find the supply.
Fuyulet.
Wait, Eve. I hear something. Eve!
Oops, just 90%. That's Emporium assistant. I'm gonna cheat you.
Eve, are you
Both
alright?
ladies should be cooler than that. You are 100% in my book. So this is the main cutscene where we are presented with the main antagonist, Alpha Natiba. And we are given our motivation why do we hate her. Not just because she is a biatch, but because she does something really, really bad.
Here, friend. It's me you want.
So while our main character Eve is hurt and down, her friend steps in to save us.
Eve! Get out of here.
Taki!
And this is the setup. Taki saved us, sacrificed her life for us. Also, it's a Korean game, very cool. It looks so cool. I agree, Alma, I agree. And this has potential for us to be streaming for a longer while than the previous games. Because MindsEye, yesterday's game, I don't know if you heard before when the streaming started to get choppy. Maybe that's why, because I started speaking badly about MindsEye. Right now has just a 35% user rating out of 100, so it's bad, really bad. So bad that
It's quiet.
PlayStation is giving out
Still, make sure to stay cautious.
refunds, no
That's where
questions
the
asked.
Alpha AT buy is.
Basically, the last time this happened with an independent game, it was Cyberpunk 2077 when it launched on PS4, and the PS4 version was just so bad, wasn't playable on PS4, only on PS4 Pro. So PlayStation swallowed the bitter pill and gave out refunds. But the difference is CD Projekt
Now,
Red
get
invested
I'll be supporting with the drone.
the budget of an entire game just to fix Cyberpunk, and they got their money back in the end. Because the community really rallied behind the fix Cyberpunk and everyone appreciated the
So
effort.
this must be 8 or 7.
I'm afraid this will not be
Yes.
possible with MindsEye.
This was the final battlefield of civilization. It was also known as a truly colossal city.
Something is falling from the sky. A strange sensation. This must be Earth's rain.
We can admire the scenery later. We have a job to do here.
So here we
Terrain
are.
has changed recently.
On an Earth-like planet. We've been saved by Adam, who is human actually. But we will find out more about the story and why we are here as we progress. It's so cool that you can use phones, these kind of landlines for fast traveling. And basically, let me just activate. Okay. One setting, because otherwise this is going to take a lot of gameplay. Hint show tutorial, auto loot items. Otherwise I have to, with every broken box I have to pick up everything. Now chat, because this is a review copy of the game actually. I received it a couple of days ago because I'm doing some shadow writing and I will have a review published about it. We have a special version. One where we start with a few more customs. This is the default one. Green with this like sylphid wings and the necktie. This is our first option, and here you come in. You have a say in what we will be wearing. Then we have this all black, very cyberpunkish, let's say leatherette with carbon infusion or Kevlar infusion. Then we have this very tempting black kunoichi. Of course, we have the white version of the kunoichi as well. And finally, we have the crimson wings, the most daring costume of them all. All of you can vote in the chat which custom do you want. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 is the red one. The costume with the most votes will be the one which will be continuing the game on. Fuyu says 3 or 5. So basically either the black kunoichi or the crimson wings. Yuno says 2 or 5, which is the planet diving suit or the crimson wings. So 5 received 2 votes, 1 from Fuyu, 1 from Yuno. We go with the red costume. And here is our very long-haired hero lady, heroine, in her full splendor, in her new costume, ready to take on the challenges of this world. There will be a lot of resources together.
Falling debris. Be carefully.
Okay. And we have this ability, actually the robot, the droid we have with us has this ability to scan things around us and give us some info. Some of the drops are randomized, so
Something.
Crustacean type enemies. They're confident. Alright. Area is clear.
kinda revealing, but it looks good on her. Yeah, it is. So if you want me to change the costume, you just let me know. It is revealing, but it never reveals
The Legion that was
obscenely
killed in the
much.
final war.
The fine details are always hidden. Do excuse me while I pour myself a glass of juice. So the password is Roa Roa. Also, thanks for tuning in, and thank you both for having the patience for me to sort out the technical issues. Right now we are already 20 minutes in and it doesn't seem to be buffering. I hope it keeps up the good performance. You just had to go there, you know, didn't you, with Jules?
That's a security code. type of entry permit.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'll admit to nothing. Let's open this door. Still remember the password, chat?
Try entering the code.
Let's see if I remember it. Roa Roa.
It worked.
Correct. Of course it worked. I'm not stupid for nothing.
It's collapsing.
Because of the city's unstable terrain. You'll get used to it soon.
Or as Romanian would say, nu sunt prost degeaba. Okay. Our robot lady friend is also good at diving. So let's descend and open this box. She doesn't need oxygen, which is a good thing, because we cannot drown her, but she does take fall damage, so we have to be careful not to smack her too hard to the ground or from too great of heights. We will have a lot of enemies coming at us. Some will be surprise ones, some will be more predictable, like this.
There's a Legion camp in a place like this.
Sometimes these statues can also hide enemies. That's why we are... No worries, you know, thanks for joining. Good luck tomorrow with your exam. I'll be around for 2 or 3 more hours just to pick up the slack from yesterday, and I'll be commenting the stream. Maybe we will have other people joining in as well. If not, at least I'll be in good company with Fuyu. As long as she can stay on, of course. So basically this will serve as our camps, where we can recover. Use the shop to buy various items. Change the music. We can choose actually any song, any discovered song from the game. Or we can also improve our skills. What portfolio are you doing for you? For which curriculum item? So here the first skill we need to unlock is already selected for us. It's called Perfect Dodge. Dodging at the perfect moment will activate Perfect Dodge and allow you to avoid danger. So as you can see, we have a couple of unlocked and a couple of logged skill trees in which we'll be able to invest points. And moreover, we have this chair. Each and every time the chair glows green, it means that we will have a bit of flashback about what happened from the beginning of the game when we were saved by our companion, our good friend Tara, and how we ended up here. Also, resting replenishes all our supply, replenishes all our health, but also regenerates all the enemies. So we will be using it scarcely, only to see past events, because I don't feel the need to grind over and over and over again. Here we can see the oh, nice. So it's very comprehensive for you. Good luck with that. I hope you will be doing well.
What's wrong?
So basically in this scene we've seen how Eve was saved by our human
nothing.
friend. It's
From here on,
very cool for me to chat
have to stay
and have
alert.
someone, future game developer, be involved with the stream. Ooh, looks really cool, says Alma. I agree. And Yuna once again, she joins in wishing best of luck to Fuyu. Now this is the kind of community I want to build, a supportive one, a fun one. And I believe, although we are small right now, we are on the right way, on the right track. That was a perfect dodge, ladies and gentlemen, if there ever was one. And the stream is holding up. Yay! Finally, some things start to go my way as well. So with the opponents respawning, we also have the resources, some of the resources respawning. Okay. We have a new enemy type. Oh no, too late. Come on, once more. Too soon. Too soon. Come on. That was the perfect dodge, ladies and gentlemen, what that we were going for. And when this counter appears, basically he makes an attack that cannot be parried, only dodged. And that's when we have to shine, because that window for that quick time event is really, really small.
Oh, it's one of the Legion's old supply boxes.
Do you think there's anything useful?
Well, it's Legion, so compatibility shouldn't be an issue. Make sure to take everything.
We find out that on this Earth, before we came, there was already a campaign trying to eliminate these monsters, these enemies, and that wave failed. So basically reinforcements have been sent, and we are part of the latest effort to reconquer the planet, which I feel is really, really cool story-wise. Here we can see also some
Be careful. You
of
see
the
rapids
graphics
below?
engine's
Fall,
prowess.
it's over.
Again, we are talking about a AA game. This was never intended to be as high profile as MindsEye hoped to be, but as you can see, it looks much, much better than yesterday's game. Great, picked up everything. And I'm not commenting just on the visual style, but also on the performance. Even though it's not perfect, the tessellation of this hair and how it envelops us looks much better than yesterday's game's tessellation. So let's keep on cracking. This is still very early in the game. We will learn now. We will learn now a new mechanic, which basically involves swinging on these poles. And moving on, there are also plenty of secret places in the game. Come on, I don't want you to drop. I want you to jump. Yes, my lady, that's what I want from you. So there are plenty to discover, plenty to come back to. Some things cannot be solved just as you encounter them. First you will have to discover the human settlement and
There's
then
another supply
track
box
back.
over here.
Did someone forget to retrieve this?
I'm sure there are more supply boxes. It'll help us survive. So,
Yes.
look carefully.
As you will see, the game can be pretty tricky. It's easy to learn, hard to master. For example, we can now jump down and assault this monster from the air. Yeah, balance, perfect parry can make the enemies groggy and use distribution to deal massive damage. Come on, that's what I'm talking about. Oh, yes, we dodged it, nice. Nope, come on. And we sliced him in half. Let's drink up and try to enemies can also hide from us and charge from us from a distance, but then again we are much tougher than we look, and of course we defeated this Hydra as well. This was a major hit on PlayStation, and we can understand why. We unlock the gear socket, where we put a combo attack enhancer, and continue exploring this desolate world. It was a big hit on PlayStation because no one saw a Korean developer coming up with such a polished game. But lately we see more and more Asian developers, not just Japanese ones, coming up with really good titles. Like Stellar Blade, which is actually Korean, while Black Myth Wukong was developed by a Chinese team. If you played Black Myth Wukong, you will know that it's a Souls-like game, very hard, from the category Get Good, but with amazing visual style.
Are other cities in a similar state?
And that's my bane, to be honest with you viewers.
The city's looking pretty good. After the colony extinction, most places were nothing but dust.
I love the aesthetics of Souls-like games like Bloodborne or Black Myth Wukong.
There's a fusion cell. Oh, surprise!
But I don't have the patience to try a boss 20, 30, 40, 50 times till I can master the mechanics needed to
It's a
defeat them.
high-energy compression battery. Thanks to that, Earth's night isn't dark yet.
Oh, it's the previous generation of the Infinity Cell.
Be sure to keep that. It's very valuable.
So we discover the fusion cell, which we will need to unlock. Haha! Look who is waiting for us behind the corner. Preparing a nice jump scare. Slicing and dicing. Ooh. So if you look from another angle, you'll see that this Hydra named creature is not just a starfish. On the other end of those tentacles is actually the body of a lady. So it's a bit Siren-like. Do let me know what you think. Alma says she likes the aesthetics. I'm glad. I like the game too. Here we have another box, for which we don't have the code yet. Basically, when we don't have the passcode, it looks like those red squares. And Stellar Blade might look like, and it certainly has some elements which are borrowed from Souls-like, but it's a bit more forgiving, which in my book is always a good thing because we are here to have a good time, not a hard time. Crowley would argue with that.
The memory stick's fried.
Because she likes challenging games. But since he's not here, I can share a detail. He doesn't play that many challenging games. I know Crowley for a long time. He's very passionate about video games and he's very good at figuring out the meta in every game. That's why he was very good, for example, at Gwent. He took a platinum I never had the patience to do, and never ever have the chance to do it again because Gwent is no longer available, the servers are shut down. We also have these special attacks that charge up either beta or alpha. Okay, one more. Nope. Come here, you bastard. Sliced you up. As I said, sometimes the statues can hide opponents as well. And we have a big boy here who came to make a bit of a scandal. But there's nothing we can't handle. Come on, we dodged them. Nope. His attack was faster. Let's get up. Come on, lady. We need to survive this. Also, in order to be able to heal myself, the healing animation has to complete. If it's just partially there, it doesn't count.
We're in the clear. Where do we go now?
Gotta love this
This way.
decrepit world.
There are traces of markers left behind by the Legion.
And I think I know why I love it so much, because despite looking post-apocalyptic, the greenery that took back, the nature that tries to take back these ruins, gives you a sense of hope. Also, by gathering data from these humans, we find out passcodes and also gather upgrades that can help us in the long run. No? Haha, perfect dodge. And we kill this guardian. If I remember correctly, here we will find an upgrade like that, an essence.
May your memories live on. Forever.
Here, for example, by gathering 3 beta cores, we can increase our max beta energy. But I know there was another human hiding here somewhere. Let's go find him. ¿Dónde estás? There you are. I'm not always fan of Asian style games, but I feel like the developers did a great job with this. It's not too anime, it's not too manga, it's easy to palate, so to say. Here we have a bit more of platforming. downstairs. Nothing downstairs. Also, it's not always very clear where you can go down and where you will have a fatality. So my rule of thumb remains, if there are no collectibles, don't go down. Hello again, Crowley, welcome back.
You have to cross here.
Don't ask me what was wrong,
See the
I don't
ladder
know.
behind me?
Throw everything at it and in the end something stuck. So now we can enjoy. You weren't here earlier when the Yuno and Fuyu, the two ladies, were choosing Eve's custom. But basically we got to vote for this red revealing attire, so at least for tonight it's gonna be our battle armor.
I can't reach the ladder. The water level is too low.
Try using the plank.
Also, just for you to know, Crowley, I was praising your abilities earlier of discovering the meta rules for any game. Thank you for confirming, Fuyu. Yeah, I see no new buffering either, and I hope it will keep like that. Basically, the settings didn't change from when it started buffering. It's the very same settings. I just restarted the router, unlinked all the accounts and relinked them in Streamlabs. Is the software that allows me to stream to multiple platforms at once. I am good at discovering, bad at following. Man, come on, you're too modest sometimes. You have one platinum I will never have, and I would never have had the patience to go after. Gwent, you were very good there at discovering the meta and the rules and figuring out the best deck combinations. One more camp. We have skills points to invest, one skill point. Let's increase the distance of charging rush. And also let's recover a bit. Quick recap, Crowley, in case you're not familiar with the game. It has some Souls-like elements, like the fact that if I recover these camps, indeed my resources replenish, but also the enemies come back.
We have to go through this building. Try putting the fusion cell you have here.
And there is a lot of nooks and crannies to discover, and for example, yes, I do believe I missed some things here. It's a quick detour. Come on, I was parrying. Also on perfect parry we managed to have a chance to daze them and take down easier, and we also have dash and perfect dash. And what I was trying to say earlier, that although they look like flowers that need to be protected, they are battle bred creatures, and these gravity defying eye candies, actually they're battle frames, they're body frames. Yes, I remember that here somewhere we can go up. There are a lot of resources in the game. both for crafting and to be used as currency. And while we are android and doesn't really matter to breathe, which gives us an advantage underwater, we are susceptible for falling damage. If you have any other questions about the game, feel free to ask. As said, this is a review version, that's why we have all the extras. I already had the chance to play a bit more with it, and I have to admit I quite like it. Nope. This was called a barnacle, and we will meet a lot of them. A bit of buffering, 2 seconds. Okay. I'm sorry. I will keep an eye on it. Do let me know, Krali, if it's buffering on your end as well. How do you like the game so far? Would you recommend it? Yes, I would definitely recommend the game to be bought. And I like it very much because although it might look simpler, it's not. It's easy to learn, hard to master. The combat is very satisfying. Yep, it's buffering. Okay. We'll keep on going like that. I'm not stopping the stream again. Hoppa! I didn't see that one coming. And you always have a level of challenge, but not that much to turn you off. Lament of Despair. The network has been destroyed. I'm completely disconnected from the colony's data link. We have nowhere to fall back to. Is this the nighty bus doing? Is the colony safe? What happened to Mother Sphere? I lost track of time since even that won't automatically correct itself. For the sake of my sanity, I must keep track of the calendar by force editing my memory stick. As I was saying before, there was an expedition that came before us. And we don't have a passcode here either, so basically we'll have to come back when we manage to find it. It's working fine. Glad to hear it. So yeah, I wholeheartedly recommend, because although this was also a AA project, it went much better than yesterday's game MindsEye. We already encountered the shield enemy. Oh, come on. Let's heal a bit. And this was a retribution. When we perfect parry, we have the chance to execute a retribution, which is a very heavy-handed attack. And I don't know if you heard me before, Krali, or the technical issues
Adam,
prevented me
what is this?
from conveying this,
Don't you know this already? It's a map.
A map?
but
How do you synchronize the location on the map?
yeah, not knowing what a map is just typical. Basically, MindsEye is doing very poorly, up to the point that some high-level representatives of the company, Build a Rocket Boy, have left the company before the game release, just before the game release. They refuse to send out review copies and cancel the contracts with the paid streamers just right before they went live. Oh, come on, I know I can jump up there. Come on, help me out. Like from here? Yes. So the future is not looking really bright for MindsEye, and as mentioned earlier, PlayStation is also giving out
Looks like this used to
refunds
be a library.
without questions asked for the
Are
buyers.
these boxes displayed on the wall storage devices?
Sort of. They can only store up to 1 megabyte of data.
And user scores are around 37% out of 100. Terrible. And PS users just review bombed the game. But this time I feel like it was justified. The developer's excuse was that they going to put in the game everything that's missing after the launch, and they will fix yeah, streamers cancelled on them as well. It's not good, it's terrible. Basically, compared to what they promised, it's terrible. If you take it as it is, I would say probably it's not great, not terrible. But the problem is that a lot of features and content that was promised is missing. And the game was sold with 70 euros. And no one
Crack is quite
mentioned
deep. It's going to be difficult to pass. We'll have to
before
go
release
across, past the parking tower.
that half of the game will come sometime, no one knows when, after the launch. And as I was saying, although this dress is quite revealing, it's never too revealing. The most precious details are always tastefully and carefully hidden. Come on, I dodged. What do you want me? I actually dodged around you, boy. And unlike Cyberpunk, where I know CD Projekt Red spent the budget of another game just to fix it, of course they recouped their investments and losses. I don't believe that IO will be able to... Yeah, Cyberpunk received a lot of hate in the beginning. It was unplayable on PS4, it was very far from what the developers promised, but CD Projekt Red admitted that they were in the fault. Array invested a lot of money to fix the game and won back the public sympathy, but they had the resources to do it. I don't think IO Interactive will sponsor Build Me a Rocket Boy
May your memories live on forever.
into fixing the game. First and foremost, a lot of it is still missing. There were glitches and also there were a lot of performance errors.
A supply camp. In a place
Basically,
like this.
Supply camp? What's that?
I let them
It's
finish
a
the
depot,
cutscene.
set up by the airborne squad who came here before.
Looks like it's been abandoned for a long time. How come they set up a camp in a corner like this?
Well, the supply camp also serves as an important base.
Is this parking lot important?
It could also mean that this place is very dangerous.
Yeah. We'll come back to the discussion in a jiffy.
Then I guess this place could be useful for us.
So, this is a bit more of an advanced camp. It's a supply camp that can also help us upgrade our weapons. For you, if you haven't played Cyberpunk, you should really give it a chance nowadays. It's an awesome game, it's fully finished, but it had its problems because the developers spent production and then they had to finish the game, and the production cycle was just immense interest in the game, and they were afraid that people will cancel their pre-orders and their stock prices will, if they don't release it. So they just chose to release it and fix it after. And No Man's Sky as yeah, it's buffering again. I don't know why. I can see it now on my third screen as well. It's and yeah, No Man's Sky was another example for a game that actually managed to overcome its setbacks and became very, very good after a few patches.
Adam,
Yeah?
about yesterday. Thank you for saving me.
So, as I
It's nothing, really. Though I have used up almost all of the exospine materials that I collected over the years.
Oh,
It's alright. It now means we can help each other.
or
We
maybe
can track down the Alpha Nativa together.
before you buy it,
And,
we can
well,
stream it.
I'd
At,
have trouble making
anything
it out
can
here by
happen Monday.
myself anyway. If you can locate the Hall of Records, you'll have done more than enough.
listen, don't worry. I promise. I'll make sure to repay you.
So now we can see that basically we were saved by a human. And he spent all his resources on saving us, but he couldn't completely repair Eve's frame. That's why she's still glitching and looking for a settlement where she could find remedy for those real glitches she is exactly experiencing. We have a boss battle coming up, so Crowley will have plenty of opportunities to make fun of me.
Look! That's not an ordinary enemy!
Flying car, save the drone, and now I'll shut up a bit because here I will need to concentrate. Come on, Abaddon. And that's what's called the perfect dodge. Nope. Come on, I didn't do so bad with the boss battle.
You defeated it, Eve. Amazing.
It wasn't an alpha
Thoughts on the delay for GTA 6? Honestly,
It
I
wasn't,
expected
but
it,
still so strong.
knowing that Rockstar is
will
going
only get harder.
for
Maybe.
perfect delivery as much
Anyway.
as possible.
Please show me the next route, Adam.
Right, hold on. Let me take a look at the map data.
And it's their habit. They would rather...
As the crow flies, the Hall of Records isn't too far from here. But an entire block is submerged. We have to find a way to cross.
Are you saying that there's no way?
I found it.
Yeah, I know, Crowley, what
See
you
the
meant.
sign behind the stone statue. There's a transportation device there that you can use.
What? You really think that these abandoned devices are still going to work?
Well, the supply camp was in one piece. Let's just try to stay positive.
Uh-huh. Positive. Sure.
So, as I was saying, Rockstar is always going for as a polished release as they could, and they would rather delay the game than release it unfinished. And I can get behind that mentality. On the other hand, they are in a very fortunate and rarely met position when they can, I guess, delay that game infinitely and people will still line up to buy it. It's GTA. It's like one of the holy grails of gaming. That and Half-Life 3, for which some people are still hoping that at one point Gabe will grace us humans with his grace and release Half-Life 3. Let me just check on the stream. And let's see what upgrades can we buy. We have 4 points. And she wants to learn Blink, which basically allows us to dodge a fatal attack. And now we also need to... I hear you, Fuyu, I hear you. We also need to train this skill now. So another opportunity for Radu to make fun of us, fun of me. Let's try it one more time to show that we learned it. Yeah, but Rockstar is very high profile and a lot of people dream of working there. Just as Ubisoft was once a destination that a lot of young developers hoped to be able to include in their CVs. Yeah, it will be not. What do you mean new platform only? Half-Life 3? Pop goes the weasel, but get out of my way, bad mofo. Really? Let me show you how it's done. Haha! Trying to sneak up on us, eh? And that was a perfect dodge followed by some bad parries. But we are still here, we are still standing. And we can unlock some doors now. Here I feel like we gathered everything. Come on. Don't try to swarm me because I will still kill you. Cricket Boomer. Such an appropriate name. Like the new VR platform release. Yeah, I know what you're saying, Krali. And especially with Valve, there was a lot of VR hype. We have Project Alex, which actually worked quite well. But I do feel like at one point they might surprise us and get back to publishing games, developing games. Because they had huge successes with both Steam OS and the Steam store. Switch to kick, Twitch delay is becoming too big. Yeah, Krali, I hear you. The funny thing is that only Twitch is doing that. I already put in a ticket. Oh, come on. Sometimes looking at chat can be becoming... Okay. Oh, we have to kill 2 more enemies before we can open that box. Pop goes the weasel. Yes. Ah, there's some buffering. Yeah, I can see that. Let me just quickly check something. It doesn't make sense. Yeah, I see the buffering again. So guys, it's your call. What do you think? Should we try to press on? Or call it a night and see what Streamlabs responds to my ticket I submitted? Because I find it very strange that up until 2 nights ago Twitch was working fine and suddenly all the other platforms are working fine except Twitch. Also, Krali, if you're watching on Kick, something really weird happened today during 1 hour. So for a span of 1 hour, when I had technical issues and I had to quit the stream, I had 3 new subscribers. Followers, sorry, on Twitch. So maybe that's the secret. I just have to go online and then disappear. People are more likely... Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Twitch. And it cannot be the internet. Okay, I said it can be the ISP, but then it doesn't answer why on YouTube and on Kick we don't have any issues, and on Twitch I do. Again, buffering. I'm looking at my third screen, it still didn't open the door and it's buffering. I feel like I'm doing no one any favors by all this constant buffering, so I'm going to call it a night, hopefully fix it. Tomorrow I'm going to take a small break. Tomorrow I will not be streaming, but I will be back on Saturday. most probably with Stellar Blade, and we will keep it hopefully going and pick it up from here. I would like to thank you for your patience tonight, and I want to let you know that you are all appreciated. I really appreciate everyone who had the patience to wait through this buffering. I'm promising I'll get to the bottom of it, and hopefully by Saturday things will come back to normal. So I would like to wish both of you good night. Sorry for tonight's issues. I really don't know what's going on, but I will figure it out. Have a good one. For you, good luck with your portfolio. Krali, have a good night, and see you all on Saturday, hopefully.